Hi Virgo, welcome to your love and romance reading for October 2021. Now I'm saying October, but I just want to say real quick what I'm feeling intuitively in the energies right now. I feel like these energies are going to be around for a while. The next 3 months at least, up to 6 months for some of you. I'm not an astrologer. I can't break down what's happening astrologically or like bring in like things to say, oh, this is why I think this energy is going to last this long. I'm not I'm not I'm not versed in astrology. I'm not even going to pretend. I have a lot of respect for it. It's a complicated topic. If you have anything that you feel might be like, oh, well, this is why I would see this energy being around for a while, and if you want to break things down astrologically in the comments, please feel free to do so. I just feel intuitively, like what I'm feeling in the energy, what I'm feeling in my gut, what I'm feeling in terms of a lot of the transformation that's going on for a lot of people. I feel like this energy is going to be around us for a while, right? Or things are happening that we're going to be feeling the effects for a while. So even though I'm saying October, I feel like this is going to be something that you'll be seeing over the next few months. But we're going to see what's coming up for love and romance for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're also setting the intention for Venus as well. A lot of people like to check out their Venus sign when it comes to love and romance. So let's see what's happening for our Virgo people. First card coming up here, my darlings, is the Nine of Swords. And so this can be stress. This can be worry. This can be anxiety, right? Nine of Swords often comes up with a lot of what if energy. We're thinking about all of the things that could potentially or possibly go wrong, right? Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if it doesn't work out? And the hardest thing about the Nine of Swords is usually the things that you're scared about or the things that you're worried about are very possible things, right? They're not irrational fears. They're things that could very well happen. And so I feel like a lot of you are really scared about taking a next step or letting somebody in. But more than that, Virgo, I'm getting a really interesting vibe from the Nine of Swords for you guys. I feel like a lot of you are wanting to take a step in your love life, whether it's breaking up with someone or, starting to date a new person. You have a lot of fear about how people are going to look at you when you do this, because for some reason I feel like your negative ego is telling you that you're being really selfish for doing what you want to do, right? Like, people are going to look at you like, oh, look at you, like you weren't loyal when the hard times came and you walked away from somebody, and now you're upgrading, like you think you're upgrading to like the better, newer model, right? Like you traded in the old model for like the new model. Or people are going to talk about you about like, oh, well, look at you, you're being superficial or you're being shallow. But I don't feel like you're being superficial or shallow, not at all. I just feel like you have been around people a lot of your life that have made you feel guilty for wanting whatever you want, and they've made you feel like you're selfish or you're greedy, or your priorities aren't right, and now you're having to deal with that issue in your love life. Like, I feel like something is coming along and you're like, I really want this is really going to make me happy. I want this relationship. I want to let this person in, or I want to end the old relationship and I want to move on to a new relationship. Like, it's bringing up. You're getting triggered by that. Oh, I'm being selfish. Oh, I'm being greedy. Oh, people are gonna say I'm shallow, and I feel like there's all this fear. And then on top of that, it's like, what a big risk I'm taking. But then again, what are people gonna say about me? Like, what are people going to say about me? If you're in a relationship, you've been in a relationship a long time, you might even be feeling a little bit like, oh, is this person, are their friends and family judging me? Are they looking at me like, oh, why is this person still with me? The Nine of Swords can just be this fear of like, people are talking about you, or you did something bad, or they're judging you, and you're afraid about what consequences might be coming up in the future. And so when the Nine of Swords comes up, we have to learn the balance between taking steps to be ready for the future, like where we can feel kind of a little bit more safe. Like, okay, here's what I'm scared about, here's what I'm worried about, here's how I can set up a little safety net here, a little safety net there, here's how I can have a plan B, a plan C. That way we feel a little bit safe in case things go wrong, we have a plan. And then the rest we have to surrender. Dear God, universe, angels, guides, here's all the things I'm scared about. Here's what I'm doing right now to try to prevent these things from happening. If it's in the best and highest good of everyone involved, I ask that you prevent these fears from coming true. I ask that you help lead me into, A, B, and C, whatever it is you're hoping for, whatever your hope is. And say, for whatever reason, if these fears have to come true, or if they have to happen, please guide me through them quickly. Guide me, direct me through them quickly. Help me get through that process. Help me get through that transition. And so we find the balance between taking action, like aligning ourselves with what we're wanting, and then we have to surrender the outcome. Because the more you obsess about it, the more you freak out about it, the more emotional you are, right? You're gonna be calling that in. You're gonna be manifesting the fear, and we don't want that. We don't want you guys manifesting fear, right? But I feel with this Nine of Swords, you have to learn to let yourself do what you want to do. I mean, even if you look at the picture here, right? It's like these people like pointing at her, or like pointing at her, like judging at her, like, you're terrible, you're horrible, you're the worst, right? So I feel like some of you just feel like there's gonna be a lot of judging, a lot of criticism, like you're doing something bad. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Virgo, I don't mean to get all psychological and all deep on you guys, especially since I'm not a therapist. I'm not like a licensed counselor or anything. But I feel like a lot of you growing up, you maybe dealt with parents who are very busy, or very stressed out, or very neglectful. So when it came to getting your needs met, you had to be really vocal. Like, you kind of, how they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? Or closed mouths don't get fed, right? There's all these expressions or sayings. You figured that out when you were young. And you were like, if I wait for these people, like, to like notice that I'm here or that I need something, it's like, forget it. I'm on my own. It's never gonna happen. So you learned to be persistent. You would speak up. You would maybe even be like borderline having to nag, like, I need this, I need shoes for school, I need shoes for school, my shoes are hurting my feet, I need shoes for school, they don't fit me anymore. And like, and then finally they're like, oh, okay, you want shoes, fine, here you go, here's your shoes, are you happy now, right? And so like, you had this thing of like, it's wrong of me to want something, it's wrong of me to need something, right? I have to like fight for what I want, but then when I get it, I feel bad because I'm selfish, right? I'm selfish that my feet are growing and they don't fit my shoes anymore, and they're hurting me, and I need new shoes, and I'm selfish for that, right? But you're not selfish for that. You were just dealing with people that were very self-centered, and they weren't focusing on you. And I feel for a lot of you, like, that's where it's coming from. It's like, you finally found what you want, and you're feeling guilt about having it. Even if you're single, even if you're not leaving somebody, even if you've already left somebody, you're feeling guilty for getting what you want. That's what I feel here. And so this is a chance for you to release that. Now, next here we have the Emperor. Emperor can be Scorpio or Aries energy. Okay, so some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio or Aries. If you have a Scorpio or Aries placement, there could be really big changes happening in that area of your life that are leading you to this new love, to this improvement in your love life or love status. Emperor is a major arcana card. When the major arcana cards come up for me between two people, it tells me there's a significant past life connection between the two of you. There's a significant soulmate connection, and that you all have a contract. You all have an agreement. You agreed to meet in this lifetime for a specific reason. And then when I look at the Emperor card, it tells me what that reason is, okay? Or when I look at the major arcana card. It tells me what that reason is. The Emperor is going to be about structure, order, discipline, authority, leadership. It's also a very fatherly energy. So some of you might not only be looking at relationship, you might be looking in terms of like having a family or starting a family. And maybe you're feeling really conflicted about that. Am I going to be a good dad? Or is this going to be the right father for my children? Is this going to be the right role model or example or disciplinarian, for me to have a family with? Is this going to be the right person for that? Is this someone that I can trust to come in and handle business when times get rough, when things get hard? Or am I doing a good job? Am I stepping up? Am I handling business the way I need to, with my responsibilities or obligations in a relationship when things get hard? Emperor can also have to do with a father energy of someone who has passed on. Okay. I don't know if it was Libra that also got this card. You guys will have to let me know, those of you who are watching your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. I can't remember. I want to say Libra. And so maybe some of you are dealing with a Libra or someone who has a Libra placement. But the Emperor card in general is going to be sometimes like a paternal figure who's passed on, who's coming in and bringing you guidance. So you may have, we're coming into a time of awakening right now, where a lot of us are healing, where a lot of us are coming into like a new way of operating. Some people talk about it as coming into the 5D, however you want to word it. We're coming into a time of releasing and evolving, like an evolution. And so I feel, Virgo, that in this relationship, a lot of you are about to break out of like family, like generational curses, or negative patterns that have just cycled through your family for generations. And you may have ancestors from your father's side, a father who's passed on, or a grandfather who's actually bringing you together with this person. Like the two of you are coming together, and there's gonna be a changing of the old family dynamics. Okay, it's almost like it's really old school energy. I feel like your ancestors sat down and met with their ancestors, and they said, you know what, let's bring these two together. Like, let's form. I feel there's like some kind of spiritual alliance. There's some kind of like merging of these families on the other side, and they're bringing you guys together in the physical realm here. Okay, and it's like, well, we're gonna help these two break out of a lot of the negative patterns and cycles that we passed on when we were alive, when we were on earth. We're gonna clean up this energy. And so I feel like this is someone that you can really grow with, right? Someone that you can really grow with, someone that you guys are both breaking patterns and cycles that you've inherited. And there's your authority, structure, stability, and for some of you, maybe even having a family. And maybe for some of you, this is happening for you later in life, and you're like, what in the heck? Do I really want to do this at this stage in my life? But there might be something here in terms of family, creating a sense of family, or adopting, or stepping into like paternal energy. The next card that's coming up for you guys is the King of Cups. Again, spouse, father energy. Okay, so there could be something here where you're looking at something in terms of like a family dynamic. Again, King of Cups also, though, is going to be a spouse or a partner. Some of you may be dealing with a water sign person, so water sign could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But King of Cups is going to be the kind of energy of this is a spouse or this is a partner who's stepping in, who's emotionally available. And Virgo, you probably haven't had that, some of you. You haven't had somebody coming in and like being generous towards you. You haven't had somebody come in and be emotionally available or emotionally expressive. And so with the King of Cups, this is going to be somebody that they have their own money, they have their abundance. They're not looking at you to be a sugar mama or sugar daddy. They have their own, and they might be very generous towards you. with what they have. I see you, Virgo, doing a lot of things where you're manifesting, even though this isn't the King or Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting a feeling or a vibe that like a lot of you are manifesting a home environment. Not just, you're not just looking at the relationship in terms of like, the kisses and the cuddles and the romance and the physical stuff, but you're thinking about like the home environment and what life is going to be like with this person. And you're thinking about like chilling together and relaxing together and staying in and cooking meals and watching, TV and movies together, listening to music, like just doing things around the home environment together. And so I feel like a lot of you are thinking a lot and like putting together in your mind what your home is going to be like or what the home environment is going to be like. Like I'm talking like, picking out, maybe you're like picking out dishes, or you're picking out, furniture, or you're picking out like decor or the vibe that you want the place to have. Even though I know King of Cups isn't typically something that we think of like the home, we might think more of Queen of Pentacles as the home. I feel that vibe or that sense. This person might be like setting up things with you in mind. Like they're wanting to bring you home. They're wanting to bring you into like living with them or getting married. And so they're like, how can I make my space attractive for you? Or what would you like? What would you be into? What curtains do you like? Or do you like blinds? Or do you like this? Or do you like that? Or this person's coming in to your space with like really nice or really beautiful things. But I just feel like there's this sense of like just romantic energy and just a sense of like uh, creating a space where you guys are like honoring each other, complimenting each other, romancing each other. I just feel a sense of like creating this little world for the two of you where there's very generous, very affectionate, very expressive energy. Okay? It feels really beautiful, really beautiful. But that's the vibe I'm getting from the King of Cups here. This is somebody who is emotionally available and somebody who is generous, right? Somebody who's affectionate as well. Now, your next card coming in here is the Death card. So definitely, we have like a double Scorpio energy here. Okay? Scorpio is significant here. Some of you are definitely dealing with a Scorpio. Okay? Now, with as I said, major arcana cards are going to come up when we're coming into a significant new chapter in our life. It's a turning point. This is an experience we came here to have. This is a person we came here to meet. Okay? The Death card is a card about permanent change and transformation. One thing is ending and a new thing is beginning. Okay? The Death card can sometimes come up to tell us that your life is never going to be the same again. Like this is a relationship that's changing everything for you. And so there's a sense of transformation and new beginnings with the Death card as well. I want to pull clarifiers here and go a little bit deeper because I know that this can be something that's a little unsettling for some people, but I do want to pull clarifiers so that we can get from Spirit here a little bit more clarity on what Spirit wants us to know by giving us the Death card here. Please show us clarifier 1. For some of you, I do feel like you're dealing with somebody, or maybe it's you, that's still processing the death of a loved one, even if it happened a long time ago. And I feel like you're bringing some soothing or comfort, or they're bringing soothing or comfort towards you in the passing of someone. But clarifier 1 around the Death card, we have 5 of Pentacles. We have 8 of Swords. So we want to know what's ending, right? What's ending? Here's our clarifiers. These are the things that are ending. Oh gosh, wow. Well, it's positive, right? 5 of Swords is, not 5 of Swords, I'm sorry. 5 of Pentacles can be where we feel very left out in the cold. We feel very shut out. We feel very scared. Life feels very uncertain. We might have financial burdens or worries. We might feel like, you know, we're kind of struggling or wandering through the world alone. The Eight of Swords is feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling like there's nowhere to go, feeling that there aren't options. The Eight of Pentacles is putting a lot of time and energy and work into trying to perfect something, into trying to find a solution. Your hard work is paying off, and this is what's ending. This is the cycle that's ending. No more feeling out in the cold by yourself, right? And some of you Virgos are breaking a pattern where in your relationships in the past, you've always had to be the one to come up with financial solutions. When money was tight or when there was a lot of struggles, you always had to handle it. Even if this other person was working, it's like, well, where'd your money go, right? It just evaporates. The paycheck hits their hand and it evaporates. You don't know what happened to it. And so some of you might, I don't want to say you're bitter about it, but it's something that you're like, you already made the decision. I'm not putting up with this anymore, right? I'm not going to be the one that's solely responsible for everything financially. And so I feel like that money struggle, that fear, like, what are we going to do? Like, you have someone who's coming in and they're contributing, right? They're contributing. You guys are coming together, you're working together, and you're building a sense of security and abundance together. Eight of Swords, as I said, no longer feeling stuck, no longer feeling trapped. This is the end of those cycles, right? So this is a significant person. These cards even make me feel like, Virgo, some of you have kind of just gone through life, wandering about, feeling like you're the last dinosaur. Like there's nobody, like you're the last of your kind, right? Like you're the pot without the lid, right? Like you just kind of feeling like you see everybody else paired off, and you're like, well, I'm happy for my friend that they're so happy in this relationship, but I would never want to date their partner. Like, they're so happy together, but if I had met their partner came up to me when they were single, I wouldn't have been interested in that person. So like, you see people paired off, you see people happy, and you're happy for them, but you're like, man, like there's nobody that I vibe with. There's nobody that I connect with. There's nobody that I relate to. And so this feeling of like being the lone one wandering about is ending. So I feel that this is a significant soulmate that you're like, this person gets me. Like, this is someone I can relate to. This is someone I can share experiences with. And, we have like common ground. We have common shared experiences. We get each other. We vibe. We vibe together. So I would say this is like a life partner, right? To have the death card come up with these clarifiers, this is a life partner. And maybe some of you have said, Spirit, look, I'm not trying to learn any more lessons through love. You want to teach me the lessons, fine, but I don't want to learn them through romantic relationships anymore. Let me learn them in a different way. But if you're going to bring me love, don't bring me love unless this is my forever person, right? And I feel like this is your forever person. Now, the next card coming up here is the Four of Pentacles. And this can be, right, financial scarcity. It can be fear, but it can also be a card that comes up to say that we're taking something for ourselves and we're investing it into our future. Like, we're not being generous. We're not being generous with something for ourselves. And it's interesting to me because I feel like this is a response to the beginning energy. I talked about guilt. I talked about fear, feeling bad for wanting what you want and, being selfish. And then the Four of Pentacles can kind of sometimes be seen as somebody that maybe looks like they're being selfish or they're keeping something to themselves. It's like, ultimately you're turning around and you're saying, no, I don't care. I don't care that they think I'm greedy. I don't care that they think I'm selfish. This is mine. I'm protecting it. I'm holding on to it. I worked for this. Why should I have to give it away? This is my life. These are my assets. These are my resources. I can do with it whatever I want. It belongs to me. And so I feel here that your outcome is a response to the first card, where here was the fear, and I felt like there was guilt. There was guilt of like being selfish, and you're like, you know what? To heck with it. Call me selfish. Call me selfish. Call me greedy. Some of you are like two middle fingers in the air. Like you're like, whatever. All right, I'm selfish. I'm greedy. Fine. But at least I'm happy. And I've worked for this happiness. I deserve this happiness. This is mine. I'm not going to let somebody come in and guilt me out of it. I'm not going to let somebody come in and have me make sacrifices that are convenient for them, but I'm miserable and I'm unhappy and I'm lonely. I'm not doing that anymore. Okay? So it's a powerful reading, Virgo. Don't forget to check out the weekly forecasts where I talk about everything other than love. If you would like a private reading with me, you can schedule a private reading with me by going to calendly.com/amethystangelite. If you would like to send a tip or a donation, some of you have been asking, you can just go to PayPal and send it to my email address, which is amethystangellight@gmail.com. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care, Virgos. Be well.